live stream of the day, Pulsechain, Pulse Hex, and Hex. And, of course, we're going to check out all the markets. Bam, there we are. This goes to markets. And I'm just going to set a few things up here. There we go. And let's get some of the comments in here. Big welcome from me, of course, your host, Superman, from the bottom of the world, good old New Zealand. And wherever you are, good morning, good night, good afternoon, wherever you are. Welcome to the chat. We got, this is a pretty funny name, man. Unprotected Hex is in the house. Good morning, all. Good to see you. Anger as well. Hello. We got Briz in the house. Hey, Briz. Hey. It's Briz. And we've got Jay Judge as well. Good. That's good. Been a little while there, Jay Judge. Good to see you in the house. Hex Token channel member as well. Matt and Barley in the house as well. Morning, all. Good to see you. Woo. All right. We've got a few other people jumping in there. Anil says Pulse X. It definitely is. NX. That's it. That's true. John from New Zealand is in the house there. Another fellow Kiwi. And nice to see the flags up there. Lost in Crypto. Hello. Whoop, whoop. Hey, good to see you. Lost in Crypto. Very, very cool. Matt and Barley says sleepy as up watching the All Blacks at midnight. Finally, says Matt and Barley. Are they playing at the moment, Matt? Are they playing at the moment? I did see a little thing on Twitter there around the All Blacks in South Africa trending on Twitter. All right, so we've got a few things here. We've got the prices up at the moment. This is the price chart. Let's remove the overlay quickly. We can see that we're holding our uptrend here with the yellow line here, support line. We've got our cool things happening. Let's get rid of the overlays. We've got our Bollinger Band breakout with the EMA 13 cross, the yellow line crossing over the red 50% Bollinger Band line. And this thing's just still going. And why not? We've got a window of opportunity. It's going to be pretty awesome. We've currently got the top of the Bollinger Band in blue. That's the top at the plot up here. That is the top 95% of the price range, currently at 6.5 cents. So looking really, really good. The bottom of the Bollinger Band just slipped a little bit there down to 3.87. You can see that just slipping down there a little bit. 3.87. It was at 4 cents, remember. And where are we going from there? We're going to the 50% mark in the red. That is currently at just under 5.2 cents there. That's still going up. EMA 13 in yellow, which gave us our trend reversal with the tightening Bollinger Bands, is currently at 5.6 cents. But the market price is at 6.7 cents at the moment. We've had a low of the day of so far of 6.5 cents, the high at 6.86. So really trying to tease up there. But looking pretty good. So we've had a little rise up, a little pull back, a little rise up. One might reasonably expect us to have maybe a candle like this and maybe either pull back a little bit here or have another move higher on the following day. Now, this chart has still got 12 hours to go in this day candle here. So it's 12 hours old. So it's still got halfway to go, pretty much where it is. Let's have a look at the DMI and see what that is at. The buyer's still strongly in command there. We've got the momentum of the buyer's trend up in orange here at 46, looking really good. And the seller's really waning off there. And it's good times. The RSI there has in overbought territory slightly, but can stay up there for a little while. You know, maybe that's an indication it will come down a bit. But it's, sometimes these can stay elevated. We've got this elevated in other charts like Hedron. So let's see how we go. Let's have a look at the stochastic. Stochastic tipping down here. Obviously, typically when it crosses over, it can mean that it's going down when the blue line crosses below the red line there. So we'll just keep a close eye on this one. And maybe we could get some formation like this going on. So just stay tuned for that. But definitely something to really watch closely at the moment. So we'll check in on that later on today in about 5 hours time or so, 6 hours time when we have a second live stream. That's pretty much it. So looking pretty good. Let's put the overlays back on. And of course, we are breaking through that long-term resistance in the orange. See the orange line there? That is our long-term all the way since back from our all-time high back in September. So there we are at the moment breaking through that. That's super bullish sign too. As I know, we have got a local trend reversal going on. We've got a bullish breakout of the long-term resistance on my chart here. So very cool. All right, very nice. Let's pull that back one more time. Have a look at a couple of the numbers. We've got our local low here back on at 8.2 cents. So we're currently currently up 138% from that. So that's pretty good. And what else? We got a bit higher though, up to 145%. So that's nice little gains there. That's over 56 days, so just under 2 months is where we're at there. Let's just keep watching this thing go. All right, cool. Let's jump over to the markets. Where's BTC landing? Let me just get rid of that. Where's BTC landing there? 24,400. And we've got Ethereum there. It did pop over 2,000 yesterday when we were watching the chart, but it's managed just to slip just below that and hovering around below it, which is interesting, right? Why is it just hovering generally below it? So anyway, that's where it is. BNB's down 1% to 323. So that's pretty much where the markets are going at the moment. Let's jump over to the quad charts, and of course, let's have a look at Hedron. Hedron at the moment, well, look at that, just rocketing up at the moment. So 3,329. It is in overbought territory. Obviously, it's been staying up there for many days. That's what I'm saying. You can stay up there for an elevated period of time. So what's that, about a week or so? Just over a week, it's been staying up elevated in overbought territory. But it is, in pursuit of greatness. Let's have a look here. Pull a full chart in. That was our previous all-time high all the way back on the 12th of March. We were up at 7,272. And so, it's at twice as where we're going from at the moment. So if we double now, that'll be to 6,600. That would still put us underneath the low here. That would put us about here. We're going to see a doubling from here. Wow. Someone asked, will we lose a zero? In other words, will we get to 10,000? I will find out. Oh, man, that would be quite something. And is this early days? The other thing, of course, is sometimes people, we're going to have a lot of people staking Hedron. We're going to have, obviously, with some HSI, with WhatsApp as well. So we're going to have to see what happens there with the Hedron. Now, don't forget this diagram. If you're confused still around the Hedron, you want to participate, just remember to get this diagram. I'm going to post this in the chat. It's well worth, if you're watching videos, it's good to watch videos, but if you're also wanting to go through this diagram, make sure you go through the diagram. It's really the basics in there that help you understand how the Icosa is going to launch. And then the other thing I was going to say is do follow Alex on Icosa there to make sure that you're up to date with the latest and greatest things. You don't want to get lost behind there. So cool. The other thing, of course, is we're going to have Hedron staking, and to do Hedron staking, you can either mint Hedron, buy Hedron, or borrow Hedron off your HSI stake. So you can make an HSI stake on Hedron there, and then you can stake your Hedron. And of course, at the end, you'll get Icosa as the reward. You can then claim that, and you can also add to it. If you add to it, of course, remember you reset your minimum staking period. And the other thing is that if you're doing staking for Hedron, you've got these bonuses below. So the bigger Hedron amount that you're staking, the bigger bonus you'll get. But of course, your minimum stake period is longer. Just remember that. And just remember that on the table there. But I posted that in the chat there, so that's cool. The other thing, of course, is staking Icosa. The only way to get Icosa in the first 30 days is going to be through HSI buybacks. You might see a few people possibly early in staking in the first 30 days, maybe halfway through, that might try and do that. That's possible. We'll see how the market prices go, whether it's worth people doing that. HSI buybacks, of course, they're going to need Hex to do that, and put 8 Hex, put them in wrap stakes and then tokenize those stakes. So there's a 2-step process for that. And then you can sell them once they're in tokenized. They're basically an NFT. You can transfer them out of your wallet and sell them to the Icosa contract. Remember, you don't keep those Icosa. You don't keep the Hex stakes. You're actually selling your Hex stakes to the Icosa contract. So remember that you're getting Icosa in return for your Hex stake, basically. So you got to value that. You got to value those too. Obviously, no one knows the price of Icosa. First 30 days is going to be relatively scarce as well. So we're only a day away. We're a day away from the launch. It's going to be cool. We're going to be covering on this channel live, hopefully. Hopefully, we'll be able to cover that in its fullness. So stay tuned for that. The fourth thing, of course, is we are all say that's going to be a 14-day mint phase. You're going to be able to earn Icosa that way. So really, it's kind of an alternative to Hedron staking to some degree. But of course, this is limited. So after 14 days, no more NFTs. If you end up claiming your Icosa, you are out of the pool. You will not be earning Icosa. But if you stay in there and never claim, you can earn pretty much forever. there as well. And Icosa there is also gets, or the WhatsApp gets a copy of all the bonuses that happen on in the staking over here for Icosa and Hedron staking. They get a copy of all the bonuses. Remember that, and they also get a copy of the HSI buyback bonuses too. So remember that it's pretty lucrative in there. This should be a bit of fireworks going on there. So cool. And you're going to be able to use a different type of currencies, USDC, ETH, Hex, I think Hedron, and I think there's one other. I just can't remember off the top of my head. So cool. Listen on the chat if I missed out one of them. I just can't remember it right now. I thought it was Maxi, but it may not be Maxi. All right, cool. So nice. All right, where are we going to? I think we're up to there. So that's kind of cool with the Hedron. Hedron is pumping though. People are excited. Now there's always the risk of sell the rumor. Buy the news. Buy the rumor, sell the news. There's always a bit of a risk of that going on. So remember that. Now the other thing, of course, is how much a Hedron will actually be staked. That's going to be interesting too. There's lots of questions to be answered, and we're going to get them. We're going to find out soon enough. Maxi, of course. Let's get to Maxi. Max is at 12.7 cents there, and it had the high of the day so far of. This is on a different time scale though. These charts are on. They're about to turn over in about 17 minutes. These charts will close. They're on Dex Screener. So this will be the high of the day of 13.08 cents. So cool. It's in overbought territory, but only just, it's only been there for a couple of days. And that's where it is at the moment. So following Hex. Let's have a look at the premium. The premium definitely pulled back in Maximus. And that's pulled back to 89%. So interesting stuff there happening there versus Hex. So cool. Just the way it is. Market's going to change that premium, but that's pretty interesting. Still a little while away, maybe a couple of weeks away from the Maximus launch. So that's probably part of it, I guess. All right, cool. That is pretty much that. Let's go jump over the BNB coins. And before we do that, of course, oh, wow, whoa. What's happened here? Pulse Dodge is shot through the moon here. Look at this. Oh, boy. Okay, didn't expect to see that. It has had a big green candle today. It is up at 5689. So some volume come in, and here we are. We're up at 569. We have hit a high of 6183, a low of 4800, and boy, it's decided to make a move here. Very, very good. So cool. Very hard to set this chart, but I guess the next kind of level is around maybe 7,000 there. So it's 5,600, maybe 7,000 is the next sort of target here. This kind of previous resistance in here. Support in here. Maybe it's going to be that price there. So anyway, we haven't seen much action from Pulse Dodge really. That's a pretty big day. P33 down. Like I said, trying to edge its way back up, but such big volatility. Look at this volatility in here. Obviously, if you bought at the top here, you would have got you'd be out of the money. If you had sold, that is down the bottom here, obviously, or even on paper. So this is the way it goes. Currently at 17-18 cents here, so still kind of in the middle of the pack. So that's what P33 is. Finally, IM Internet Money. Obviously, we played the video update from KG yesterday. Very good news. Shame to see a sell-off on the IM based on the Internet Money wallet there with the good news around EMV wallet addresses and keywords there. We're currently at 115. So if it's on an uptrend, but it's making it hard to get up there, right? So it's pretty much a slow slog there, but very messy. Well, let's quickly look at the airdrops. We're going to have a look at the weight token and check that out. Let's get the weight token there. Bam. We're at 0.5 cent. That's all. We're not going to go much in that. We're just at 0.5 cent. I don't want to reset the chart. This is the way it is. But we're going to have a look at Pulse Dodge coin. Ouchie. I hadn't actually looked at this until now, so you're getting my real reaction to this in real time. That's pretty crazy, man. Crazy. We've got it's broken down as it had been bouncing off this resistance, this nice little support angle. That is gone. Delete. It's down to the second one, so the uptrend's still intact, but it is weaker at the moment. So $6.15, and that's going to make it obviously harder to move up and attack at $10 now. But still, just depends on how much dry powder's in the space there. Staking is still coming, and we've got a little update from Pulse Bitcoin here. So let's go to that. We had 2 hours ago, Pulse Bitcoin. Pulse Dogecoin coin burning will be absolutely epic. This was 2 hours ago. Remember, Pulse Dogecoin no longer has any inflation, zero, none. If there's even small demand for it, well, price goes up. That's supply and demand, folks. So that is the latest update from there. So we're still expecting staking and deflation to come, but at the moment, $6.15 from the high about a week ago now of $9.53. How quickly times change, right? How too quickly times change. Now, it wasn't overbought territory, and it has pulled down pretty nicely to 50% here. So is it going to break this one too? Still got this last one here, this last upward trend. That's really means that it's got a really nice bullish trend. So it's still there, but it's definitely had a pretty decent pullback there at the moment. So we'll keep watching that pretty closely and see whether it can actually, attack that 10. Now, like I said, it's still got staking and deflation coming. So it's still got a big event coming up. And there's not many of them, 6 million tokens. Scarce. We did see a clone with the Floki clone. And that's not surprising in crypto, but they don't have the community size that this does. It's probably what I say, about 18-20 times bigger at this stage at least. So we'll see. All right, cool. That is pretty much the charts there. Let's get back into the chats. Woohoo! Let's go back to the Hex charts. That's where we live. That's the bread and butter. That's the bread and butter, as we see. That's the bone and the meat on the bone. Something like that. I don't know. All right, let's get into it. We've got a couple of comments in the house there. Now, I did say Richard Hart in the USA, so we've got to cover that too, don't we? I think we do. Lost in Crypto. Woo, woo, woo. Hey, good to see Lost in Crypto. What else have we got there? Midnight, my time, 2 a.m. your time. And finally got a win, says Matt and Bali. We got a win. Good, in South Africa. Nice. After being beaten in Ireland by the All Blacks. The All Blacks getting beaten. That was just embarrassing, to be honest. 4 a.m. your time. Okay, cool. That's pretty early. A good thing I wasn't up for it then. Jay, everything in the house. Good to see you, Jay. Woo! Checking in with my family. It says Pumpkin Owl. Hoot. Hey, good to see you, Pumpkin Owl. And Brendan says, howdy, Superman. Good to see Brendan as well. Touring in the house there with the cowboy. A good old Texan cowboy there. And trucks in the house there. Yo, USA. I like it. We got a bit of USA. We might as well play that now. We might as well get into Richard Hart in the USA. Let's get up one day closer, says DB. Yeah, to Pulsechain launch. Absolutely. One day closer. Let's get into it. So Richard here is in the United States, and he's got some funny stuff here, but I'm going to show you the video. So let's play it because it's easier to play that way. So let's go. I hope you guys enjoy this. It's very narrow in the screen, so I might play this twice just so you can see it properly. This is Richard Hart in the USA. So that was pretty funny, and it reminds me of a lot of times when I was a teenager, that sort of stuff. That was pretty funny, though. So that was pretty much Richard Hart in the USA. That was in the video title, so I had to play that, didn't I? And what have I got going on here? I'm taking out the video here. That's crazy. All right, so let me close that one down. Now, if you ever subscribe to the channel, hit the subscribe button. Heading up towards 5,555 subscribers, so definitely smash the subscribe. 2 live streams a day, Pulsechain, PulseX, and Hex. And of course, get into it. Also hit the bell for future videos. Now, Crypto 7 in the UK is heading towards 5,505 subscribers as well. We're kind of pretty much around the similar numbers. Yeah, throw him a subscribe as well if you can. Crypto 7 there too. All right, cool. But Finesse is an house there. How could you not love Richard Hart? Yeah. And I like it because you get to see different sides of him, right? Different sides to him when he's in different places. I mean, most people are like that, aren't they? Yeah, it was good to see him having fun there in the USA. certainly got a lot of different things you can do in the USA compared to Europe. Everything, just the culture just changes and everything kind of changes, and just the way it goes. The person driving that rice burner has no idea he's low rent racing. A billionaire says, but for next true. MT corner in house there. Good to see MT. All right. All right. So that's pretty cool. Where are we up to now? I've got things a bit out of order here. I don't know why. We've got the little things out of order here. I think we've covered those two. We've covered the Pulse Bitcoin and Rack and Michelle. Yeah, Rack and Michelle posted a little picture here of the Icosa stakes. And you can see it. Yeah, executive produced by Rack and Michelle. I'm not sure who this is, though. This is not Rack and Michelle. It's got a little timestamp at the right end there. And I was wondering, is this the length of the film? Because I can't read it if it's 1 hour and 32 minutes or 1 hour and 52 minutes. I can't really tell myself. So maybe I could take it off the thing and do a zoom on it. That would be interesting to see how long the actual film is. But yeah, definitely looks like something that length there. Anyway, so it's got executive producer Rackham Rochelle. So congratulations to Rackham on that one. Obviously, Rackham has thrown huge financial and probably other forms of support in behind the team. So cool. That is cool from Rackham. Nice. All right, so we're going to jump out of Pulse Bitcoin and Richard Hart's thread. We've got the Hex Daily Stats coming up. It's still a while away yet, though. We're on day 985, so we're going to come up to that and go through that. We've also got the Hex Stats, Hex Staking. We might should look at the Hex Staking while we're at it, because that's coming up, and I just wanted to highlight something on there. Let me just go into this. We've got this big candle coming up for Hex. It's currently got 1,121,000,000 Hex in it. Now, remember, this was much lower. It was about 700 or 800 million or somewhere in that ballpark. But some of the stakes that were finishing on the 1st and 2nd of August, or 2nd, yeah, I think it was the 2nd and 3rd of August, I think so. They ended up topping up this candle. They decided to restake on top of this candle here, and now it's at 1.1 billion. But it's the only billion candle we got left, and we used to have heaps of these, right? So things have changed. And this is what the staking looks like ahead of us. So cool. We still have some decent, candles still, like that one's 400. This one here on the 18th is 400. We've got this one here is 310. So we still have a few of those mulling around. But slowly over time, they're slowly getting eaten up, which is pretty cool. And even though we've got this big front wave of stakes with these short stakers that, they're kind of scraping interest as passive income. They restake like 30 days, 2 weeks, 60 days, 30, 90 days. Then, those are the sort of short-term stakers. And a lot of time they just restake or they decide to sell a bit. Sometimes they, obviously with we've got these two Icosa coming up, HSIs. I mean, we may see some interesting things happening, particularly with Maximus, when Maximus comes out with all the perpetuals with the base, the trio lucky and the Deki token. Be interesting to see how some of these play in, because if we do get if we do get Maximus at the end of August, or if Dipcatch is really going to wait to PulseCon, which is the 6th or 9th of September in here, so in this period, then a lot of the stuff would be potentially be able to queue itself for HSI stakes if they wanted to do to do that. But that's taking a longer term play, but we'll see. Some of it may end up in there. All right, cool. That is pretty much it. We're going to wait for the Hex starts there. It's pretty quiet on the news front, other than of course Icosa launching in 24 hours. If I'm right about that, yeah, 24 hours. That's pretty much it. So 1 day to go. Let's have a look here. Matt and Barley says, I know we are a Pulse Hex channel, but you have mentioned that we are interested in others. Just saying, a UFO gaming coin has been going crazy lately. Will be great when gaming comes to Pulse. Yeah, we look forward to a lot of gaming coming to Pulsechain. Obviously, with a cheap, super cheap, super fast chain, that would be really good for GameFi, in particular. America rocks says, but for next, it's got everything's big in America. That's always been one of the themes about America, is that everything's always been big. So definitely is a big thing. It's pretty intimidating when you're not from America, because you come from places, everything just seems smaller. And it's not that you don't have big cities, but I know the roads are wider. I know the roads seem wider. The cars seem bigger. Everything just seems bigger. Restaurants, of course, is a big theme. And well, we have cafes and restaurants, but it's just not the same. It's just almost, I don't know, it's cheaper there. Everything seems bigger. Yeah, everything's bigger. And what else? Vladimir says in the house there, most people who hate Richard Hart that I've met are complete weirdos, losers, and communists, says Vladimir. That's pretty funny. Ryan's in the house there. What is Icosa and Hedron? Hey, thanks, Ryan. Check out my video. We've done the video. I did a video called, what is it called? I did video, Icosa in a nutshell. Check out that video. That was from 2 days ago, so you can check that out, Ryan. And also, I did a video on Icosa step by step yesterday. So check out those 2 videos. That's probably the best place to go. It's a big topic, so that's why there's 2 videos there. The first video is Icosa in a nutshell, is a good overview of Hedron and Icosa. And the second video is more of a deep dive into Icosa there, step by step, and it's launching within a day. So go for gold on that there, Ryan. Definitely worth a watch. Lies Beneath in there. Hello, how are you today? Good to see you, Lies Beneath. Hex, EHEX, PLS, and PLSX for the win. Absolutely for the win, for sure. Rothko says, hello, crypto investment geniuses, says Rothko. Yeah. Anyone that's firing the Richard Harts will be doing particularly well. Rothko says, lol, so true. Communists hate the free, says Rothko. Yeah, they're true that. All right, nice, very nice. All right, so let's jump over to, we're going to wait for the Hex Day stats. It's still got about 15 minutes to go or so for those. So let's quickly check the prices. Hex here, just having a little bit of a red candle at the moment, just a little bit of a red day. Like I say, this is on Dex Tool, so it's a 12-hour, still got 12 hours to go on this candle. All these candles are on Dex Screener, and on my time frame, they're about to roll over in 1 minute. So the day's about to roll over in 1 minute on all these charts. But this is the hourly chart, so it doesn't matter. But everything else, Hedron here is a daily chart. And let me just get rid of the overbought stuff. That's a bit easier to see without that. Let's scroll that down. Yeah, look at the Hedron on a tier. Hedron on a tier there. And Hedron was airdropped to Hex stakers, but a lot of people have bought on those on the market. Sorry, not airdropped. Yeah, claimable to Hex stakers. People have claimed, keep claiming. You stake Hex, you get Hedron. Pretty much that. So I think someone. That's pretty much it. So if you stake Hex, you get Hedron. But the launch bonuses are over, so you get pretty much the base amount, 1 Hedron per B share of Hex shares. So really, it's even more related to your T share holders, right? So that Hedron is related to the amount of shares that you have in the Hex ecosystem. Yeah, you get one Hedron per B share per day served, pretty much. But obviously, some people in the first 100 days, they got launch bonuses, so they've got a multiple of that, which is pretty nice. Maxi there, and of course, Icosa is pretty much bringing staking to the Hedron contract there, as well as pumping certain people's bags. I guess is the one way to look at it. All right, so Maxi there is currently at 12.67 cents, and that's looking not too bad at all. Everything's looking pretty good. Still holding up pretty nicely after yesterday's big pump day. Who else we got in the house there? James Bond. Hello, wonderful people, says James Bond. Good to see you, James. And yeah, we've got Heidi Highs and Heidi Hoes in the chat there. Pretty cool. Now, if you missed it, we've got Richard racing. Well, I don't know if he's racing. Is he drag racing? But he's definitely laughing at some of the... I don't know whether the sound system was part of the noise or what was going on there. Anyway, so that was there from Richard. I'm not sure whether that speaker was part of the sound effects or whether it just had a really bad exhaust on there. But that was pretty funny. AP in the house. Hey, Superman. Good to see AP. And a Torin too. Good to see Torin. Torin's been in for a little while, actually. Long live Hex Go, says Torin. Long live Hex Go. Absolutely. All right, cool. Let's pick up a little bit around. Let's have a little look at the insight video from. We're going to look at part 1 here around Icosa. Icosa's launching within 24 hours, pretty much, and this is probably one of the big insights from Alex here on the old Crypto Sloth show the other day.
Do you want to explain why these first 30 days of Icosa are so special? Yeah, what about it is like really unique?
Yeah, so the fun part about Icosa that's very different from Hedron is Hedron came out and then it was just like everyone can have all these tokens, right?
Mm-hmm.
Icosa is the exact opposite. Icosa comes out and no one has anything. There's not even like a centralized address, no SA, no OA, zero supply starting out. Mm-hmm. So if you want Icosa day one, mm-hmm. well, a lot of people will think, okay, well, I'm gonna go stake some Hedron. You can do that, but the smallest stake length minimum is 30 days, right? So mm-hmm. if you end it before that 30 days is up, you're going to have a penalty. So the only way to get it within that 30-day period without penalties is to do the HSI buyback, yep. Right? So you have to give something up of value into the contract in order to get that immediate liquid Icosa. And most likely, you're not going to want that Icosa to be sold from you. Like if you're not going to stake it, if you're not a staker, you're not going to want to sell that Icosa for less than it cost you to make it, right? Mm-hmm. So you're probably not going to like willingly put it in liquidity positions where you're going to just lose it all for less than what it cost you. So what that means is, on the flip side of that, is that Icosa staking pool, there's not going to be a lot of supply. Basically, everyone's going to be a whale, and it's going to get the same rewards that the Hedron pool gets in Icosa. Mm-hmm. So like it's going to just be this super, super lucrative thing. Like we may see like triple digit yield percentages per day. It's a possibility in that pool just because of the low supply of Icosa starting out.
Triple digit daily. That's nothing to scoff at.
No, like if you could put in 100 coins and then tomorrow it's 400 coins. Mm-hmm. You'd be happy with that. So yeah, like it's gonna be kind of nutso in the Icosa staking pool. And when that happens and we find out what those rates are, and if they're as high as I think they're gonna be, like triple digits is like it's possible, but it may not happen if enough people FOMO into HSI buybacks, right? But
that would be great though.
Yeah, but if only like I don't know, like 20 people go into HSI buybacks, well, yeah, you're gonna see. Yeah. You're probably going to see triple digit per day. Mm-hmm. But if you see that, like that's the good thing, right? Is like, because if people outside of that ecosystem see, oh crap, like this token's earning like 400% per day yield, I want to buy it. Well, what happens to the price when you don't want to sell it below what it cost you? Mm-hmm. And everyone wants it because it's getting 400% per day. It's like, well, it probably goes above the ARB coin.
All right, so that was the first video there from insight video there from Alex, and I think that's pretty cool. What else we got going? We're waiting for the Hex daily stats to come up, day 984, so we're going to come back to that. We've got 2 more little insight videos from Alex around Icosa launching. And Brennan says price prediction for Icosa. Well, I guess you got your value of your HSI stake. That's going to be that value there. Versus the amount of Icosa you're going to get would be a cost price. What the market price is going to be, who knows, Brennan? It's going to be pretty crazy. It's going to be very illiquid at the beginning. So, yeah, uncertainty, man, uncertainty. That's all I would say. But if you're thinking about the value of your Icosa, you're going to have a look at your cost price versus the value of your stake at the very least. Torin says you'd be happy with that. Alex Kenobi says, Torin, yeah. Totally. Thanks for the great clip, Superman says Torrent. Absolutely. The other thing, of course, we've got 2 more other clips, so we're going to have a quick look at the formula for Icosa in terms of the amount that you're going to get there with the buybacks. So this is the second part. It's related to your question there, Brennan.
I don't think we've talked exactly on the formula for HSI buybacks, but it's the T-share is taken into account twice in that formula. And so you lock in your T-share rate and you have it ready to go right off the bat, independent of whatever ratio price we see on day one.
Yeah. So it's like, just to go into that, like the math for how much Icosa you get for an HSI is the borrowable Hedron that it has divided by the Hex share rate at the time, right? And that's how much Icosa it will give you. But the like important piece of that is your borrowable hedron's also determined by how many shares your stake has, right? It's like you want your stake to have as many shares as possible. So you want to create it earlier, and then if you're going to do HSI buyback, going in earlier is also better than later, because the share rate will go up during that time and decrease the payout. So yeah, it basically does it twice.
Yeah, so basically, some people are going to have a lower cost per Icosa based on that formula. So it's going to be interesting. It could be at the margin, so we'll find out. The market's not going to price it. Market's going to do some weird things, no doubt. But the cost price is kind of the best way to go there. All right. Thanks for that message, Brennan. You're welcome. Satan's Angel in there. It's a hard choice. Give up value for a token with zero value. Yeah, and that is the way to go, in my opinion, says Satan's Angel. All right, so we got the third, so that we've pretty much covered, those are two quick covers of HSI buybacks and the formula there. Obviously, the math's done for you when you're actually in the DApp. It lets you know how much Icosa you're going to get, and when you decide to sell, you can choose to accept that or not. Obviously, you've got the value of your HSI. You don't get it back. Remember, your Hex stake, you're actually selling it to the contract, and you're getting Icosa in return. Icosa obviously has zero value at the moment, but when it launches in 24 hours time, it's going to still be very illiquid. Who knows how long before a trading pair set up, because really the HSIs have to start selling themselves to the Icosa contract there. So and remember, staking Hedron, you don't get it for the minimum of 30 days unless people emergency in stake. So you won't see Icosa from there unless that happens. So really, the Icosa is coming from this buyback here. You're unlikely to see it from We Are All SA. People are selling different tokens in here to get their NFTs, which are limited. Once they're out of the pool, they're out. So it's unlikely to see stuff in there. Not to say that it's not impossible. Some people may do things like that, but maybe the price of Icosa is going to have to be worth a lot. So I don't suspect we'll see a lot of that. HSIs are pretty much the way to get Icosa there, it's going to be pretty fun to see. A bit speculative at the beginning, but could be very lucrative, particularly in the first 30 days. Is the only way to get Icosa is through HSI buybacks. So who knows? It's going to be fun to see. And of course, we'll probably expect some sort of cost price to set up the liquidity pool at the beginning. But whose cost price, and it could be slightly different from each other's in terms of your value of your HSI that you're setting the value of Icosa, right? So that's probably going to be the case. And of course, when people set up liquidity pools, they got to reflect that cost of valuation. Very, very risky at the beginning in a liquidity pool if you're setting it up. We are all the SA. WhatsApp, of course, that is the other big deal. 14 days this mint phase is going to run from. It's going to be pretty cool. Saint Andrew's got the NFT. Hex says it's better to pull out Hedron from native Hex stake early and stake pull out Hedron from native Hex stakes early. You mean mint them and stake or leave them until they've finished? Depends on gas fees. Well, it's up to you what you want to do there, unpredicted. It depends on how much you've got, whether it's profitable, whether it's a lot of money to you, and all that sort of stuff. But you definitely want to claim before your stake matures. Let's put it that way. Saint Andrew says that you can gain more yield from Hedron if you mint and stake. Yeah. That's true. That is true. So that'll probably be what you want to do in that case. Yeah. Right. Cool. Let's have a look at WhatsApp here. We've got WhatsApp coming up too. So it's not just HSI buybacks. We're going to be the talk of the town. Obviously, everyone's going to jump into the Hedron staking. But HS buybacks are going to be super popular. That's the only way to get Icosa in the first 30 days. But the other thing that's going to be running for 14 days, which is going to be, I think, a very, very big deal, is this kind of AA lobby, this alternative Hedron staking, but it's kind of like AA lobby. It's got rarity to it, so it's very rare in the sense that, it may be rare. Who knows how much money, millions of dollars going to go into this? How many? Tens of millions? I don't know. It's going to could be pretty successful. And you're going to earn Icosa. So what happens to all the tokens going in there? Not sure if Alex has mentioned that, but anyway, no expectations, I guess. But there we are. So mint NFT there. People are going to do that to earn Icosa. And of course, this is the other little clip. There's a little bit of a insight from Alex around the what's up. Here we go.
Yeah, we're all that say. So the fun part about it is it's effectively a hedron stake, kind of, right? It performs the same idea as like you throw some funds in and you get Icosa yield. So how that works is it can be ETH, WETH, so wrapped ETH, USDC, Hex, Hedron, or Maxi. Those are the accepted currencies. You throw those in that pool, and it's a lot like the Hex adoption amplifier. You don't get those back, but what you get, what you're effectively doing is you're buying an NFT. So it's this code, it's in the contract, you run it yourself. You can only mint your own NFT. No one can mint it for you. No work from others, that kind of thing. So you get this NFT, and what this NFT does is it accrues Icosa yield. So it gets what's written into the NFT is like how many stake points did this have, which is based upon what you bought it for. So like, for example, like $1 worth of something is roughly 1 million stake points. So you have 1 million stake points, and let's say that's like 10% of all, like only $10 went into it, and you get 10% a day. Yeah, I know, right? That'd be great. But you would get 10% of the yield every day that happens in this pool, and it's isolated from the Hedron and Icosa staking pools. It's its own.
But it's the same amount.
Yeah, but it's the same amount, exactly. So, like, let's say there's 10,000 Icosa every day going into that pool. Well, you're going to get 1,000 Icosa. That NFT is going to accrue 1,000 Icosa every day.
Yep.
And the beautiful part about We're All the SA is after 14 days, you can't create them anymore. Like, the ability to do that is removed. So you have this like 14-day window where you can create these NFTs, and then afterwards, no one can make them anymore, which means you can't be diluted. Right? After 14 days, no one can eat more shares of the pool because you can't create any more shares in the pool. But here's the tricky part. This thing's accruing 1,000 Icosa per day, and you want that Icosa. Well, you have to burn your NFT. You have to destroy it, which means it won't earn yield anymore. It's just poof, gone. But you did get your yield. So what this is kind of like a crypto game of chicken or King of the Hill, where
can you describe it as like a reverse hourglass game, something like that?
Yeah, reverse hourglass game. That's a good idea. That's a good analogy. So, everyone's in there. They want to stay in as long as possible because they want as much yield as possible. But at some point, they're going to want to cash out. And when they do, they can't go back. They can't go back into the pool. So what that means is like, okay, they cashed out, but because their shares are poof gone, everyone else's yield just went up because now they all own bigger percentages of the pool. So eventually there'll be one guy standing, like one last man standing, who's getting 100% of pool yield.
And he can't get it unless
he ends it. But he'll be getting all of it. So will he end it? I don't know. Like those are questions. But so it's like this like time. It's like a adoption amplifier that's like time delayed, and you choose the time. The longer you wait, the more it'll accrue.
So cool. That's kind of the third up insight there. So we kind of covered the HSI buyback insights from Alex there, and of course the We Are All SA ones as well. And as far as I remember, it's going to be USDC, Hex, Hedron, and I think Maxi. I think is in there, and ETH. I think are the ones that are going to be sold. Feel free to correct me if I'm wrong about those. Wasn't 100% sure about Maxi, but I think that was the case. So it's going to be cool. In the testnet, we just had USDC in the testnet. So that's Brennan, I think you're asking about that. There's going to be multiple tokens that you can use. It's going to be a lot of fun to see that play out. What else we got there? I think that's probably it on there. Don't forget all the bonuses, of course, for the Hedron and Icosa bonuses that you're going to, depending on how big your amount of Hedron supply or Icosa that you're putting in, with the bonuses there. And of course the HSI bonuses there. 10% bonus for 5555 HSI. You're going to get one of those. So you do a HSI for 555, you will get a 10% bonus. If you got a launch bonus in your HSIs already, then you would you'd get a 1 to 10% bonus for that. So that's cool. And a copy of all those bonuses are going to be going to the We Are Always Say there. So they benefit from all the bonuses in orange, yellow or gold. So it's pretty lucrative from that point of view. If you do early emergency in-stake your Hedron, there are penalties, and that can impact your principal as well. That will end up getting reallocated. 100% of the Hedron goes back to the rest of the pools. In terms of your penalties, 50% of the Hedron will be burned, and 50% will go back to the staking pool here. So staking Icosa, you get Icosa. Sorry, staking Icosa, you get Icosa and Hedron. So they would benefit from the penalties from people early emergency in staking over here. And if you do reset your want to add on, top up your stake to a particular stake, then that will reset the minimum staking period again. So if you only had 2 days to go, you reset it to another 30 days, and it's going to reset again if you add top up, which is a cool feature. I like this feature, but it does restart you again with the minimum staking period. It's kind of cool. Some people are going to use do multiple staking ladders. One of the strategies for what's we always say is people doing multiple NFTs. So don't just put all your money into one NFT and mint the points that way for your NFT, but actually do multiple NFTs. So if you decide to capture some of the Icosa yield, you can sell down without leaving the pool altogether. Because remember, if other people leave your pools, all the remaining NFTs that you have will become more valuable. In terms of Icosa yield, obviously market prices are market prices, so that's something to think about. The bonus is down the bottom. Strategies around splitting up NFTs, like doing multiple bids in here, setting up and getting multiple NFTs, and then make sure if you've got Hedron, get it staked. You're going to be earning Icosa, so you might as well get it staked. Might as well not just let it sitting there. If you've got Hedron you haven't minted, you could mint it and put it staked because you're going to earn yield on it. So that makes sense to do that. So cool. If you think the market prices of Hedron is going to pull back, you can always sell your Hedron. So you've got options. These are your options. Whatever you do is going to impact your results. It's up to you what you want to do there. So cool. Lots to think about. But I do think this is going to be on fire. I think both of these things are going to be on fire within the next 24 hours when we launch. It's going to be amazing to see these things to stick off. All of them is going to tick off there. It's going to be pretty fun to watch that play out. Win Pulsechain, people say. All right, so there we are. So Hex at 6.7 cents. We've got Hedron at 3,289. Remember, I'm using 9 digits on there. It just sounds better when it's 3,209 rather than 328. How about that? All right, so we got Maxi there at 12.67 cents. And the premium on Maxi has pulled back. So down from 100% to 89%. You can see that there. So it's pretty much it. It was actually at 101%. So it's actually down at 89 at the moment. So cool. That's pretty much that. We're waiting for the Hex Daily stats, which must be out. Yes. Yay. We did it, guys. We got it. We got there. All right. So nice. We got a few more comments in the chat, though. What else there? Let's go Xakin, says DHex. Brennan says, I love the fact that Alex made it an infinite circle of yield, says Brennan. True that. The vid Alex did with Sloth is full of great info, says Android. Yeah. So if I've got the highlight video of those 3 clips together in the video description, you can actually see the Crypto Sloth video as well, the full video. It's about an hour and a half, 2 hours long, 2.5 hours, something like that. I can't remember now. They also have a Q&A time with a couple other people on at the end, so it's well worth the watch. All right, cool. Let's get in the Hex Daily Stats. Day 985. Can you believe it? Is it mind-blowing? Hex is really getting older and older, heading towards 1,000 days. The 30th of August, 2022. We got a price is up 7.2% at 6.7. It's been very good the last 10 days. Look at that. It keeps going there with all those price increases. Pretty happy with that. Payout per T-share, 6.173 Hex per T-share. T-share stands for trillions of shares. And, of course, T-share price at the moment, $1,561 US. You can get it for a third of the price if you stake for 10 years. You get 20% more shares when you stake your Hex per year. So 10 years is the max there. So you get that for a third of the price if you wanted to do a 10-year stake. But if you wanted to have short staking or something like that, they're $1,561. T-share rate is similar to that, of course. You only need a third of the price if you do 10 years. That's currently at 23,163, up 10.4 for the day. So heading towards 24,000. It's only going to go up and to the right. And remember that Hedron and Icosa are tied into the Hex share rate, particularly the Hex share rate that you lock in personally, but also the global share rate here that moves up and to the right over time. So Icosa and Hedron there are tied up into the inflation of Hex. So there we are. You would think that Alex is a Hex maxi, wouldn't you? You'd think Alex is Hex maxi. All right, jokes aside, average stake length 6.54 years, and the annual percentage yield rate, yield or inflation and emergency in-state penalties 38.17%. Like a boss there. Liquidity in the pool gone up from 146 million yesterday to 159 million. Of course, we're going to need lots of Hex to be sold to all these people wanting to do HSI stakes. That's only 24 hours away. Plus, of course, then Maximus afterwards with their 4 perpetual tokens. Maybe we could get 600 million Hex off the market or more. Who knows? We're going to find out. And of course, who knows how much will go into Icosa. The FOMO is real. And we got FOMO pants on for the HSI buyback. So we're watching that, what influence that has on the Hex market as well. All right, so cool. What else we got going there? Liquidity in the pool, $14.6 million US. That's increased. So there's been a bit of liquidity changes in the pool as well. You can see that, not just the market buying and selling. There's been some liquidity moves there. Liquidity in the pool, 1,306 Ethereum in there. And what else we got going on there? Let's move over to the T-shares. T-shares down to 7,300. We've currently got 10,432,468 T-shares. Remember, Hex is easy to understand. We have a reward pool each day. It has inflation and it has penalties in it from people that don't keep their responsibilities in some way or the other with their Hex stakes. And then we have the ownership pool, which has T-shares in it, or trillions of shares. And of course, we've got 10.4 million T-shares at the moment. If those two change, then the Hex payout per T-share changes. That's pretty much it. I like to just go through that because a lot of people are new that come into the space. That's probably the most simplest way of describing it that I can think of. Staked percentage of coins, 9.59% of all Hex is staked, which is pretty cool. And we had 822,000 penalties today, which is on the lower side, but not too bad. What else we got going there? The total holders up 686. Are you kidding me? That's crazy. We're up to 481,638, heading towards 500,000 on that number. But these are the more important numbers in my view. Is the current stakers up 379 man to 101,589. Beautiful. And of course, Icosa is coming. HSI buybacks, things like that, influencing these numbers, no doubt. We've got the change in current holders up 180 to 307,902. Boom, boom, boom. It's going to be fun to watch these numbers over the next 4 to 6 weeks with Icosa and with Maximus perpetuals coming out in that time frame. So very exciting. Look at these numbers. Magnifique, beautiful. I love it. I love it a lot. Okay, so there's enough passion for you. Is that passionate enough? Get me tomato sauce on the spaghetti and meatballs. That's pretty much it. This is Hex is just continuing to grow. Others are falling. Celsius, Voyager, BlockFi, all these other things are, caving to the wayside. But Hex continues to grow and be strong, and people continue to innovate on the platform as well. Hex is much more than just a Hex token certificate of deposit now. It's really an ecosystem expanding. And of course, further down the line, we've got big things coming. The highest of stakes, film documentary, Pulsechain itself, and many, many other things. We've got EB Exchange coming. There's going to be so much fun, man. And it's still early days, heading up towards 1,000 days. We're currently on day 986, and 14 days to go to 1,000 days. It's going to be cool. 13 days, depending on the way you want to do the math. And then, of course, after that, we're heading up towards 3 years, 1,095 days. So it's going to be fun in December for that. And then we'll be in our fourth year, which I love to say all the time because it really does bring it home how much things are changing. We also see with the Hex stakes on the global stakes there that we're saying that it's not. If we go just to the end of the year, we've only got this one big giant candle there. We're going to be interesting to see how these things break up over time. They're continuing to break up into the future. So this goes right to the end of the year on there at the moment. So cool. Very nice, very nice. Now this is app hex.win.charts, and this is already set up for Pulsechain. So it's got Ethereum on there and Pulsechain. So people are getting ready for Pulsechain. We're going to be able to talk about the real Pulse. At the moment, it's hooked into the Pulsechain testnet, but it's going to be the real Pulsechain one day. So we're going to have the real numbers in there. It's going to be fun. 2 charts. How about that? Cool. I like it. I like it a lot. I like it a lot. It's going to be good. All right, sweet. All right, so yeah, definitely I'll post this in the chat again if you are going to participate in Icosa. Make sure you get to know this form very well so you have a good understanding. And there's plenty of videos out there. I've done a couple. Other YouTubers have been doing them. A Crypto Sloth, Crypto Copy. I think David Feder may have done one. He's in the chat, I think, but they can confirm that. I've done 2 videos. I've actually done heaps of videos, but 2 main videos on that one. So you can check that out. It goes in a nutshell as a good introduction, and then good overview introduction, and then Icosa step-by-step deep dive is going through the whole DApp and talking everything about it. So that was just yesterday, I think, or the day before I did that, 2 days ago. All right, let's get in here. Yeah, David says, yeah, I did a testnet video on Icosa. Yeah, so you can check that out too. So it's always good to get a few YouTubers, watch a few different perspectives, and you pick up a little bit here and a little bit here, and a little bit here, so that's kind of cool. Worked like a charm, says David. Ching, ching, worked like a charm. Bing. All right, cool. What else have we got going? A couple more comments in there. Let's jump over to the charts there. They're in real time. We've got Hex on the hourly on the top left. We've got Hedron on the daily on the top right. And we've got Maximus at the bottom there. And we've got the premium on the left and the price of Maxi on the bottom right there. That's kind of where we are at this stage. All right. Very nice. All right. Coming up to an hour. And we're probably going to wrap up a little early today. I will be back on in about 5 hours' time for the second live stream. You know how we roll on this channel. I've got to, let's have a look here. I've got a bit of a headache, you see, so I'm just going to wrap up a little earlier than I normally do. Hopefully, I'll get rid of this headache during the day. If you stake Hedron, you get Icosa. Yep, you do. Brennan says, okay, great, thanks, Superman. I think we jumped through some of those. What else there? Your problem, it removes Hex. Yeah, no, that's not a problem. HSIs require Hex, so you need Hex for the HSI stakes. So how do I get Icosa in the first 30 days? Sell HSI stakes to the contract. Some people may burn some of their that may early in-stake their Hedron stakes to get some Icosa, depending on how the market price goes, I guess. And you got to have a spreadsheet to know what your actual cost and profit are going to be. So probably the way to look at it. Best stats in crypto, says Rothko. Absolutely, looking really, really good. The Hex daily stats at the moment looking really, really good. And of course, we're going to benefit from these second layer projects. Don't forget, we've got Icosa, then Maximus, and further down the track we've got Power City Flex. So, and who else is going to come into the space? To do things over using Hex as a derivative, be a derivative of Hex. So it's going to be fun. Richard Hart will launch for PLS soon, says Z. There's quite a few people starting to say that, Z. I know that. Obviously, he is in the United States. We've got PulseCon coming up. We will see whether that does happen. Space D007 says David's video is excellent and very practical and clear. Go for it. Yeah, definitely check out a couple other YouTubers' videos. Always good to get different perspectives as well. All right, cool. Very nice. Very nice. All right, we're going to play out. So we're up to an hour, so we're going to play out some videos here. Let's just do a quick wrap up of the markets. We've got Hex here on the this is on my DEX tools. It's currently at 6.7, looking pretty nice. Probably have a little bit of a pullback. It's kind of where we are at this stage, and that's what's happening. And of course, we've got BTC at 24,421. Ethereum there at 1983. See where this gets back over 2,000. Remember that the ETH merge 2.0 with the is coming up on the 19th September. So we're still some days away from that. What's that, about 5 weeks away? Or just under 5 weeks away. So it's still coming. The other thing, of course, is that we have all the test nets for ETH 2.0 have been done. So the Gorilla one's been done. It was the last one. So it's very bullish for ETH at the moment. All right, so cool. And we've got Hex at, it's just under 6.7 cents here on the hourly. We've got Hedron at 3,178, just pulling a little back here from when we started. It was very green. We've got Maximus at 12.8 cents, and the premium is down to 89% versus Hex at the moment. Well, finally, let's have a quick look at Pulse Dogecoin, which has had a significant pullback, but still an uptrend. But has had significant pullback. Let's have a quick look here. It's $6.15. So it's at probably a pretty crucial level there. It's just started a new day on my candle here. So it's going to be very important that it goes green. Otherwise, it's going to break down this next support. It has one support left after that for its uptrend. After that, it's going to be much harder work for it to move higher. So not to say that it's still got scarcity, and for whales got big enough bags, they can try and sustain it. It has had the pretty good pullback in the RSI, so it's got some good room to move there from that point of view. All right, that's pretty much the markets. Catch me again in 5 hours' time. That's the second live stream of the day. Hopefully, I won't have my headache, and it'll be a lot more fun. And Icosa is coming in less than 24 hours. Booyah! You can get excited because I think there's going to be a lot of fireworks with this. And of course, benefits Hex, benefits Hedron. And of course, what will the market price of Icosa ultimately be? It's going to be fun to see. Obviously, a cost price should give some sense of where the price should start from, but we will find out after that. All right, that's nice. All right, cheers, rest up, mate, says Brennan. Absolutely will do. And Hex is going to 13 cents. I like your thought there, Pulse Bezos. 13 cents sounds very good to me. Feel better, says Z. I appreciate that. Rosso says your headache might mean you need glasses, man. Staring at a bazillion charts and stats hours on every day, says Rothko. Probably. And what else is D77 says, what do you think will happen to ETH after the merge price of ETH drop? Well, there's obviously going to be staking. There's going to be some unstaking from the original stuff. But yeah, probably will sell the news. Probably will happen. But may rally. It really depends what's happening in the financial markets. I think with the interest rates as well. I think that's probably pretty important. Ango says bye. You're right, and thumbs up from Satan. All right, let's wrap it up. An hour and 3 minutes. I think it's a good place to go. I'm going to play out some music. Where are we going? We're going to go to Power City Core. Here we go. Pump it up, everybody. See you in 5 hours' time. Take care. Woohoo! Rock on.
That's in the hole. That's in. That's it.